Honestly, this is the first time we've had an elf in this court.
I would not take your money.
You showed up and they sent you home?
He's lying.
Because of you, I lost $500.
Back in the day, you know, I was on drugs.
Oh, okay.
I found Uncle Reggie in my daughter's room, butt naked on the floor.
Butt naked on the floor.
This is Judge Jerry Springer. Entertainer Mark Mingolo claims he drove over an hour and a half to get to a gig that was canceled last minute. He says his manager had been paid the deposit for the job and owes him $1,100. Louis Fatale claims the plaintiff was unreachable the day of the gig in question and that he had to refund the client's deposit due to the plaintiff's unprofessionalism. Plus, he says he made the plaintiff a rock star, so he doesn't owe anything.
Welcome to Small Claims. Tell me, what do you do?
I always grew up in the average height world. Never been exposed to little people. My whole family are average height. My girlfriends I had, my friends I had, all average height. So after I had gotten divorced, I wanted to explore that world a little bit. So
Explore the world of little people?
Correct.
Got it.
So I went to a convention. I met a little entertainer, let's say, and we started dating each other. And while we were dating and living together, she said, you know, I know that you play drums, and I would really like you to meet somebody that she knew for a very long time because she did Little People Entertainment. And she was friends with Louis for a long time. And she knew that he was the manager of a band called Mini Kiss.
Mini Kiss?
Mini Kiss, yes.
That's a tribute band?
It's an all Little People Kiss tribute band.
Oh, wow. So you play the Kiss music?
Yes, full makeup, everything.
Do we have video on that?
That sounds cool.
It is.
Yeah, let's take a look. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, no, that's good.
When I started with the band, he also does Little People Entertainment for holiday parties. I do anything from leprechauns to elves to mini Trump. I'm kind of famous for that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're a mini Trump?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you've got small hands. Yeah.
Well, yes, but I'm the most requested entertainer. I don't know if he's going to ever admit that.
My brother was a little person, so I do have sympathy and empathy for little people. I know what it's all about, okay? I would not take your money. My brother and I broke our butts building this business.
Your Honor, I feel like this man, Louis, he owes me $500 for a gig that was canceled that I had no control over.
What was the gig?
It was an elf gig. It was a Christmas gig.
You dress up as an elf?
Correct.
Okay. Have you been an elf before?
Yes, many times.
Oh, okay.
Many times.
Okay. And because normally an elf doesn't have a long shelf life.
Well,
you're paid to laugh at my jokes.
Yeah, that's one of my. That's one of my jokes, Your Honor. You know, I'm the
so
elf
I
on the
stole
shelf.
your material.
I'm the elf. Yeah,
you're the elf on the shelf
during Christmas time.
Okay.
For sure.
The day of the gig, I call you, I text you.
Everything good?
Are you okay? Are you all right? Yes, Louis, I'm in front of the house. Okay, call me when you're finished.
Okay, so at that point, when you called him in the morning.
No answer. Okay,
no answer. But also, you didn't know that your client was going to cancel.
It wasn't canceled. He's lying because he was 2 hours late and the party was almost already over.
Do you have a contract with him? Your cause of action is against that client if you have one, but not against him. Unless you can show me that there's a contract which says if a client cancels for whatever reason, he's responsible, because I haven't heard that an agent is responsible if a client cancels.
Yeah. So I had to drive an hour and a half to this gig. You know, it was added away. I canceled all the gigs before. Like, people were calling me, you know, and in Exhibit A that I bought, I had the contract that, you know, that he had committed to. Exhibit B is a diary.
You can show all the exhibits you want, all right? You didn't show up, and your phone was off, so stop lying to the judge.
So
Well,
what
Your
client
Honor,
would pay
Your
$500
Honor,
if you're not
he
there?
He got paid for the gig. Bottom line is he got a deposit. He kept it.
No,
I got a call from him that he canceled it. I'm always ready. I'm never, ever late for anything. I always come prepared.
Oh, do you have your costume?
Yes, I do.
Where's the
Okay. Let me go get my costume.
Okay, we'll recess for a moment.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, very nice. Welcome back.
Always come prepared. Always come prepared, Your Honor.
Yeah. And honestly, this is the first time we've had an elf in this court.
Yes, looking good.
Looking good. Okay, here are issues I want to know. First of all, did you finally reach him that morning?
No, I didn't. No, the next day he called me.
So how did you know the event was canceled? You showed up and they sent you home?
No, he called me. He's lying.
You're under oath, right?
So
why didn't you call me back? Stop lying. Why?
Okay. Your Honor,
Please.
there's no reason why I would not call him back when I'm working for him that night. There's no reason.
Okay.
He's lying.
No,
So-
you did the other 2 jobs behind my back. You're
All
lying.
right, you're saying you didn't get $500.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have evidence, in other words, a text from the client or a letter from the client, some evidence that says the client did in fact give him $500? Do you?
No, but I...
So, even assuming that you should have gotten the $500, he doesn't owe you the $500, the client does. Because you guys don't have a contract which specifically states that if there's a cancellation, he's got to either give you a cancellation penalty or he's got to pay you. If all these years you've been together, why on this one occasion would he not pay you? In other words, what?
Because, and I can answer that.
Yeah.
Because he got a $500 deposit, which he told me verbally on the phone that he got the deposit. And then when it canceled, he wanted to keep the money. Very simple. That's why he's pretending like he...
We have an impeccable
I was
reputation.
late.
We have an impeccable reputation. I refunded his $500 because of you. I lost $500 and a client.
Okay, thing is, you haven't proven that $500 was given to him.
Well, I didn't think it would have to go that far because of our friendship. You know, however, this is a learning experience. And I didn't plan on going this far with it. But I felt like when we go on a road and we're rock stars, I kind of felt like there was tension still from this.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have a judge decide what is right so we can move past this.
After everything we've been through,
Yeah.
we're before
but
a judge.
I'm saying you could prove
Well-
your case. I'm saying you prove your case with one simple phone call to the client. Could you please send me a text just saying whether you paid him $500 or not? That would have been some evidence. But I don't have that evidence.
Well, I don't want to jeopardize my opportunity with the band either by doing that. And
Yeah, well, I understand. You
I
may have your reasons, but I'm saying if you're coming to court on a suit that you brought, the burden of proof is on you. That's not me playing favorites here. So based on that, I dismiss the suit.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The mini case turned out to be a big disaster.
I'm relieved, but I lost a friend today. It's not about the money. I lost a friend. I can't believe he did this.
Plaintiff Reginald Smalls was in the hospital fighting for his life when he claims that his nephew stole his debit card. He is suing for $3,000. Sharod Smalls says he took care of his uncle and that he would never take money from him.
This is case number 001 on the docket, Small versus Small.
And this is a small claims court.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations on having a court just for you guys. You may all be seated. And welcome. You are suing your nephew.
Yes, sir.
You're suing your nephew, why?
I was hospitalized in July. What happened was they said that I had fell out on the floor, and they took me to the hospital via ambulance. I woke up to find out I was in the hospital.
So you were unconscious, you're saying,
Yeah.
and how long did you stay in the hospital?
The whole month of July. July 3rd is when I realized I was in the hospital without my walker.
So you suffered, was it a stroke or?
Stroke, yes. That was my 5th stroke.
Your 5th stroke?
Yes, sir.
Well, glad to have you with us.
Me too.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
Where were you when you collapsed?
I was at his house.
You're staying at his house?
Yes, sir.
What can you add to this? And your name
This is
is,
my
I'm sorry.
fiance here.
Essence.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
And what can you add to this story?
Well, I found Uncle Reggie in my daughter's room, butt naked on the floor.
Butt naked on the floor. Oh.
His eyes was rolled up in the back of his head. I knew he was having some type of something.
Yeah. So why are you suing him?
Because he took the money out of my account.
Chances of me stealing money from my uncle? No. I would never do that to him. Other family members reached out to me and told me, be careful, because he had done it to the same with other family members, accusing other people of stealing his money. I said, nah, my uncle won't do that.
Now, do you have children?
I got 5.
5 children.
5 grown.
So you were pretty active in your younger days.
Yes, sir.
So did you contact any of your kids to take care of you?
They all abandoned me back in 2014. And I haven't heard or seen my kids.
Why did you say?
I have the slightest idea.
Oh, you must have some idea. I mean.
Well, back in the day, I was on drugs.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was back in the 80s. I was real bad.
Oh, back in the 80s, yeah.
I was real bad.
But your nephew took you in, and you're so appreciative you decided to sue him.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Well, I'm on a fixed income.
Yes.
I take care of kids. I sponsor kids in Africa for the last 8 years.
You sponsor kids in Africa?
Yes, sir.
Well, good for you.
So every third of the month, I always send them at least $500.
I got evidence myself stating that every month, what we did, every single month, paid bills for him, got money for him.
Well, how did you find out that he was accusing you of taking the money?
I was at work. I got a phone call from a detective. Detective called me and told me he wanted to speak to me, he wanted to see me. He was like, your uncle trying to say you took his money, blah, blah, blah. I said, took his money? I said, we had statement, written agreement as far as what we were doing every month.
No,
I was sending money to people in Africa. And I said, why are you sending money to people in Africa that you don't know?
So on June 3rd, he took me to a Western Union. I wasn't able to get out the car because of my legs.
Yes.
So I asked him to go in there and make the transaction for me.
Yes.
So I gave him my card and my PIN number.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, I didn't realize that I keep all my stuff in my walker so I know where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay. I realized my card was missing when I got discharged.
And your debit card, as you remember, was in your walker?
Yes, in my wallet, in my walker, in his house. Now, unless he had somebody come in there and go in my walker.
Oh, so it wasn't in the hospital.
No.
The wallet was in the defendant's
walker, in
house,
his
your
house.
nephew's house.
Yes, sir.
And we have
The video will show you the places that was done right around his house.
Okay, I want to see what video you have and tell me what I'm looking at.
All right, this is the hospital. And I don't drive, I don't have a car. But these were the transactions were made.
So these are from ATM machines?
Yes, sir.
So these withdrawals on your debit card were made from ATM machines,
Yes.
and each of those dates you're in the hospital,
hospitalized,
so they weren't made by you.
No, I couldn't.
The evidence that I have, which he claimed that he gave me his ATM number,
Yeah.
I have evidence that he texted to me so I can handle his business.
Okay.
So it was no need for me to get over on him of any type of dollars because I didn't, that's my uncle.
He had, right, and
You
you
know.
handle his business. I get that.
Yes.
I must admit, I am having difficulty believing that these guys who were nothing but nice to you, helpful to you, I understand what you're saying, he knew the PIN, but it's possible other people got the PIN too. Why he is the one, after everything he's done for you.
My question is, how did the video you saw, how did all the transactions come about when I was still in the hospital?
I know they weren't, okay, I'm not suggesting that you made those transactions. I get it. The question is, you're suing him without any evidence saying that he's the one that took the money. We have a record here that the card was used at these various ATMs while he was in the hospital.
The paramedics took his wallet.
Ah, okay. This is interesting information.
We had to gather all his medications and all of that. He had all his stuff there.
And when was it brought to the hospital?
The paramedics took him
The same
and his
day
wallet
when they picked him up.
to the hospital.
All right. So you're coming here telling us that they had your stuff at his house, but it wasn't. The paramedics, at the time you were brought to the hospital, the paramedics took your stuff, including your wallet,
Yes.
and brought it to the hospital.
Yes.
Okay. It's entirely possible that in a hospital where many people walk around, that somehow your card was lifted and used by people smarter than me how to use other people's cards, but they get used. Particularly when I take into account they are the one people in your family that stepped up for several months to take care of you. So to turn around and suddenly say, I'm suing you, you took the money, there were many opportunities for them to scam you before this. You need some proof, and you're not giving me any proof.
He had 5 kids, right? Which is my cousins.
Yeah.
I would like to know what, out of the blue, he made me
Beneficiary.
the beneficiary of his life insurance.
Yes, I did.
The only one of $100,000. Why would he do that and you got 5 kids?
Yeah. And if you're making him the beneficiary, why would he risk that to mess around with $2,400 or something? When it's $100,000 that's one day going to come to him.
I couldn't answer that.
Where was his walker on the day he collapsed?
In my daughter's room.
And you're saying that the EMT took the walker?
No, they took his wallet.
They needed
They
identification.
took his wallet.
Yeah, so he has a little pouch on the walker.
Well, that makes
They needed the
that makes sense.
identification.
Yeah.
That makes
to
sense.
know
Any
who
of
he
us
was.
who have ever been in a hospital, even if you go for a checkup, they give you a little bag, they put and you put it in a locker, and you get the key, and it's wrapped around you. You may have a suspicion, but there is not any evidence here that he took the card from you and went to those ATMs and got the money, that he stole the money. There is not only no motivation for him to have done that, considering what he's doing for you, but also there's no evidence that he did it. And because of that, I dismiss the suit.
Pretty happy with the ruling because, like I said, that's my uncle. I would never steal from him. He asked me for help, and that's all I was trying to do.
I would never ask him for help again. You know, I ask God for help now.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.